we had a steady growth of around 10%. The market is increasing year after year. It's really interesting to see people coming from everywhere with their own ideas, and very often even a small company has amazing ideas. English people, they're so much used to Indian food that now, it's as if they were Indians.
Indian and Asian food products are finding increasing preferences on the European shelves. But penetrating through the European markets requires more than just demands. It also requires a deep understanding of the market and the regulatory framework. So to know more about these insights, I'm joined by a very special guest, Anjula Malhotra Monge, President and CEO of Anju Enterprises. Thank you and welcome to the show.
Thanks for inviting me.
It's great to have you here, Anjula. And let me begin by asking you that in terms of growth, sourcing, and expansion, how has this year been for Anju Enterprises?
This year has been very nice. We had a steady growth of around 10%. The market is increasing year after year. The demand from ethnic markets is also increasing because we are having more and more population, Indian population, which is coming also in Europe. A lot of students, new policies, political policies between President Macron and Modi ji. So this
I know to help the environment.
absolutely. So more ethnic population, and then even the local population is like appreciating more and more and discovering the Indian gastronomy.
Sure. But as a company, as a France-based company that has been building bridges between India and the European markets for more than 3 decades, how do you really assist Indian brands to cater to the demands and also understand the regulatory framework over there?
Actually, we are constantly working with the EU regulations to know exactly what is going to come and to inform all the exporters we work with. It's quite important. We also know the demands of the population. So basically, for the past years, we're working very hard to import dairy products from India, but it's not going to happen easily.
And food and safety is even bigger when it comes to dairy, right?
Absolutely. And there are more concerns like political issues. If EU accepts Indian dairy products, India will have to accept their dairy products. And the Indian market is huge. So I don't know if it's going to be good for India either.
Definitely. So, could you tell us which European markets do you really see the biggest demand coming from when it comes to Indian food products?
Today, I would say that France is one of the biggest, Germany too. But now we have like new countries in Eastern Europe where we see a growing demand with more and more population going towards there.
Great. And, when Indian brands need to find a foothold there, they of course face multiple challenges. So, what are the biggest challenges that they face when exporting or distributing ethnic foods, and how do you overcome those?
The important part is that for an Indian company, they have to find the right partner who's there and who's going to invest on the brand with them.
Who understands the market?
Exactly, who has a distribution network and is really going to concentrate on it and increasing the market share. And on the other side, our job as distributor is also to help all the exporters to understand that when you're selling your product abroad, okay, the other people has to be able to understand it. And very often there is a cost issue, but we try to make them understand that the whole packaging has to be in different countries' language. Would you buy in your supermarket a French recipe or product which is only written in French?
No, you wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand. So these are the things we have to make them understand, that the whole marketing has to be done again according to the norms in Europe.
So, the right partnership is critical.
Absolutely.
All right. And what is your thought? You're here at Indus Food. So, how has this participation contributed in your effort when it comes to, building long-term partnerships or forging further collaborations?
Indus Food has been amazing. We are in the business for the past literally 40 years. Okay. So we already knew plenty of companies, exporters, and all that. But Indus Food helped us to understand all the trends also, which were arriving in India, all what people were looking for also. And new companies, specific companies on, let's say, like typical products. We could not reach these companies before. And because of
A
this
single platform like that.
absolutely, it's really interesting to see people coming from everywhere with their own ideas. And very often, even a small company has amazing ideas.
Yes.
And before, they could not be heard. But today, I think because of this platform, it's really good.
Yes, and they have innovators, traders, policymakers all together.
And you
That's
can
great.
feel all the innovations which are occurring in India in a better way, which was not very feasible before when it was in Dubai or elsewhere.
So, Angela, interesting insights there. What advice would you like to give Indian brands that want to find a strong foothold in the European markets?
They should think long term. They should be looking for right partners and trust them. It's very important because each and everyone knows their market. I know what's going on in France and what is necessary to be present into the ethnic, but also into the mainstream. Each brand's dream now is to be to the mainstream, but the product has to correspond to them. Any product cannot be mainstream.
Yes, and as you said, the consumer has to understand it first.
Exactly. So
That marketing has to be done.
absolutely. So you have to like follow the trends which are occurring in each country. For example, in UK, the trends are not the same as in France because in UK you already have 5 generations of Indians and English people. I mean, they're so much used to Indian food that now, I mean, it's as if they were Indians. Whereas in France, the French gastronomy is very strong. So the way you contact and you show them the Indian gastronomy has to be different way.
So, one last question before we wrap up. What is the one thing that you're really excited about going forward when it comes to Indian cuisine vis-a-vis European markets?
I just feel that India is huge and the culture is so rich. I just wish that abroad we could find this richness. Okay, not only one region, but all the regions should be represented in over there, and that would be amazing.
Great. And in terms of market expansion, what are your plans in the next 5 years?
Actually, recently we've acquired a company in UK, so we're increasing on that, and we are like going to new premises to increase all different lines we were not doing before, like all the frozen part, more things that could be used by ethnic, but also for local people over there.
Great, wonderful. So here's wishing you all the best for your future endeavors and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks a lot.